There are two cameras pointing at me.
Yeah, do you want to taste some wine too with us?
Yeah.
We thought we knew what a wine tour in Italy would feel like, but Sicily had other plans.
Anything you want with wine, as long as you're happy.
This isn't your typical Tuscany vineyard tour. We're diving into Sicily's wild wine country, where you never know if you're getting a 5-star tasting or a glass of grappa poured by someone's grandma.
This is basically gasoline.
We spent days hunting down some of Sicily's most unique wine experiences, and today's mission? 3 tastings, 2 towns, and 1 goal. Find out if Sicily's wine scene is worth the trip.
It's officially wine time.
And we're carb loaded, ready to go.
Walking to a winery.
At 11:30 a.m.
About to do some wine tasting. Look at this spread.
It's like a buffet of wine.
Stop 1 is a local winery with great reviews.
I hope I look good in the video. So we are a historical winery. We've been here since 1946. And at the beginning we only started to do Marsala wine, but over the time we made others. So now all of these are the wines that we do. There are 22. And you're going to try like most of them types of Marsala. Golden, Oro, Ambra, Amber, and Rubino. Rubai, like the stone.
Ruby red.
Ruby red. So gold is going to be the secco, which is totally dry. Amber is going to be the semi-dry or sweet. Rubino is only made with red grapes without any sugar added. Try a lot of wines. This has a selection of our wines.
So try all of these?
If you want. Yeah, you can do whatever with wine, everything you want with wine, as long as you're happy. Beer Old Marsala. This, it has 2 years of aging. This one, Vergine, from 1999. So 25 years of aging. So they're both very dry, but the Vergine is totally dry. You remember the scale you saw in the barrel? To be called the secco, dry, it has less than 4% of sugar. So here we have 0, here we have like 2.
This is amazing. It's like family style. You get to serve yourself, try all their wines. There's a lot. Little Sicilian food pairing with each. Very unique to kind of like a wine tasting if you've had one before, which I'm sure you have. Very unique. Love it.
I love that.
I got some bread. It's very deep, kind of peppery. It's just really nice and smooth.
This one is the Superiore SO1. This one is different. That is totally dry. This one is totally sweet. And dolce. It's called dolce because it's sweet.
Wine and savory, and now we're doing sweet, the actual Marsala wine with cookies.
Endless wine tasting for a cheap price. This is a must-do.
After a couple hours of walking around town, which was much needed after all the wine and food, we are at Canteen Florio, which is apparently one of the biggest Marsala producers in all of Marsala, and also apparently the original Marsala maker. So let's go for another tasting and see what it's all about.
Heck yeah!
It seems pretentious.
Canteen Florio is one of the oldest and most famous wineries in Marsala, founded back in 1833. We signed up for one of the more premium tastings, and you could definitely feel it. The tour itself felt a little theatrical. It's a gorgeous space, all along candlelit corridors and towering barrels, but it's definitely leaning more show than story. Still, it's hard not to be impressed by the history packed into these cellars. And hey, at the end of the day, we were here for the wine.
This is how you make it palatable. Chocolate. And this is basically gasoline.
But chocolate and gasoline go well together.
I think it's a misunderstood pairing.
Yeah. Amazing.
This is the only one that's
Okay, verdict? Okay, I guess no verdict. Canteen Florio, famous, double the price, like not even a quarter of the wine.
I didn't like it.
The sunset, right outside of the Canteen Florio.
Tutto buono. Tutto bene.
Caleb has had too much Marsala.
Grazie. Bellissimo.
Oh my gosh, shut up.
Arrivederci.
Shut up.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Stuck behind a horse and buggy. This is crazy. Bye, horse.
Then we headed to a local award-winning family-run organic farm that dates back to the 18th century.
Time for some wine and olive oil, baby.
in front of us is nocellara. This is a typical variety from this area. Those trees are about 300 years old. Two. In this area, 200.
That's crazy.
The Baglio was founded in the 1700s
Okay.
during the Spanish invasion of Sicily.
It looks very Spanish.
This was built by a Spanish baron. And when he built his house, he wanted to make it look like a castle. There are 2 towers on top of the house. Those 2 towers were used for surveillance. Another security measure that they had back in the days was the walls. If you notice, when you were arriving, all the property is closed by perimeter walls. Today, this is still very positive for us. Inside of the walls of our property, we have created a little ecosystem, and we're regulating all the parts of the process. There are a couple of seals. The first one, the green flag, is the organic certification. That means that all of the products come from organic agriculture and sustainable measures. The house here is divided into 2. It was all shared by nobles and peasants.
Okay.
The baron would live on this side of the building, the one that is on 2 levels, because he would live on the 2nd floor, no contact with servants or any sort of work whatsoever. And that area over there was for the servants, and this is where they kept the animals as well. So the stables were on that area. Exactly. Yes, that's unfortunate. They were at the same level. Yes. So the entrance took you to the internal court.
Beautiful.
The 2 little sculptures that are at the sides of the entrance.
And on the wall?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Those one we believe are original from the 1700s.
Well, are these limes?
These are tangerines.
Oh, okay. So
If you-
almost seasoned.
If you want to smell them, you can here scratch the skin.
Oranges are very big in Sicily. Right? Sicilian orange.
There's an area here that has amazing oranges.
What's it
They
called?
are this big.
Riviera?
Riviera. And this is part of the experimental cultivation. This is Grillo.
Rio? Grillo.
Grillo.
I can't do that. Grillo.
Grillo.
Grillo. Okay.
This Grillo is about 2 years old.
Okay. Is that new?
Very, very new.
Okay.
Very new.
They're good.
Yes.
They're kind of sweet.
They are kind of sweet. On the 1900s, Nicola's great-grandfather bought the house where he was born and he had always lived. He worked for the baron.
Oh.
When the workers noticed that the family's big imperial was falling and they were losing properties, they were losing money, power, and they started selling everything that they had. The 4th generation of producers were not the baronial family. They were the workers of the land that decided to buy the land that they worked on.
I love that. Wow. Wow. That is gorgeous.
So this is our tasting room. What today works as our tasting room originally was the prison of the house. There are 2 cameras pointing at me.
Maybe we need to get you a glass too.
Yeah, do you want to taste some wine too with us?
Yeah.
Liquid courage, you know?
Yes.
Liquid courage. So we're starting without the liquid courage.
Without the liquid courage.
I brought 3 olive oils,
Okay.
and then we're going to do a couple of wines as well. But I want to start my tasting with a little bit of olive oil, also because we were born as olive oil producers, and then we added the wine. My placemat here is actually a map of the property. So we're going to start with Gigante, a blend of Cerasuola and Nocellara.
Awesome.
And it's our DOP, protected denomination of origin from the Trapani valleys. Gigante in English means giant, and it's because the trees that make up this olive oil are huge.
Okay, awesome.
You have to put it in the palm of your hand.
Okay.
With the other palm, cover it.
Wow.
If you want to make the process faster, you can do friction, like moving the lower hand or the upper hand.
Or both.
But try to keep it covered as much as you can.
That's so cool.
You probably feel that it's a little bit cooler than the hand.
Yeah.
So when you feel it at the temperature of your hand, you can gently uncover the container and get your nose in to smell it.
Okay.
So, are we ready?
I think
yes? Let's get our noses in.
Oh,
Whoa.
that's crazy. I would have never guessed. It smells so good.
So maybe tomato.
I get tomato.
Freshly cut grass.
Okay, I'm getting the grass.
Yes. When you have finished feeling all the aromas, to taste it in the mouth, get a little sip. There's no need, I know this looks like very little, but it's a lot. So get a little sip, move it around your mouth, try to put it in the tip of your tongue, and when when you have the olive oil in the tip of your tongue, get air in aggressively. Make noises. You have to be noisy. So, and then we swallow.
That's actually really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yum.
So we isolated the 6 rows of trees
My
of
goodness.
Nocellara trees because they have a special sensation on the mouth. So ready to start with wine? We're going to start with Naturalmente Mosso. This is a blend of Grillo, Zibippo and Sauvignon Blanc that we were doing maceration in contact with the yeast. And it started a second fermentation spontaneously that we were not expecting. And it gives us this very, very little subtle bubbles that you're going to taste. My advice is that you get a little sip before swirling the glass, because the bubbles are so small and delicate that we risk losing them if we swirl too hard. So we're not going to try l'Isola. We have 4 natural wines, 4 labels. And that with the labels, we wanted to tell the viticultural history of Sicily. This Grillo here that we're going to taste, Grillo was brought to Sicily by the Phoenicians, is planted 7 kilometers away from the salt pans. So everything is sort of connected and displayed in the label in a very delicate way. The name of our wine represents the Greek era because the grapes are Grecanico and they were brought to Sicily by the Greeks. It's a blend of 2 winemaking techniques. So it's Perricone made on 2 different ways and then blended.
And that was just the wine. Now you need to know where to eat the most iconic food in Sicily and our ultimate foodie road trip right here.